So it's Sunday. I've already been called off of work for tomorrow because of this blizzard that we are supposed to get. The last snowstorm, I say snow, it was a lot of ice. It was extremely difficult for my car to make it up the hill back to my house. And so essentially what's happening, what I'm trying to say is I need to go to the shop and flip the snow tires that are on the car. I was hoping that I was going to be able to get away with just rotating them. Unfortunately, I say the snow tires are so soft, but in reality, it's my alignment is so crappy. I mean, it's really not that bad. It's just optimized for drifting, not street driving. So it's definitely towed out a little bit, and with it being towed out a little bit, it wears the inside of the front tires. So like I said, I thought I was going to be able to get away with just rotating the fronts to the back and the backs to the front. They are directional, so obviously I have to keep the same side on the same side, but I haven't gotten so lucky. The lift bay at the shop is blocked, so that kind of sucks, but with the snow coming, I think it'll make more sense if I just try... Oh, wow, look at this. I think it'll make more sense if I just try to open the lift bay, do what I need to do on this car, all four tires off, flip them on the tire machine, all four tires back on, and then while I have it in the shop on the lift, I should do an oil change, because as you see by that's pretty rich, and it's just because it's so cold. If the car would warm up, better, in reality, I should either A, take the clutch fan off, or B, swap it back to the electric fan for the winter so I can control the fan being on or off. Or another alternative would be putting some cardboard in front of the radiator to make it less efficient, because the cooling system is super efficient and it's great for the summertime. But when it's freezing outside, it struggles to get to 160, which is funny because it's got, I think it's a 168 or 172 degree thermostat, or maybe 178 degrees, something like that. It's a relatively low temperature compared to what the factory is. The factory is like, I think, 210 degrees. So Fahrenheit, obviously. But with it being so low, like, it doesn't even reach the thermostat temperature. So I was thinking, oh, well, maybe it's, the thermostat is stuck open or something. But even with, it was, I had this water temp gauge. It was at like, probably somewhere around here, like 104, 150, 155, almost 160. And the lower rad hose is still like cool, like cold. Like the upper one is, warm. It feels like the 140, 150 degrees, but the lower one is, you can feel it is the thermostat's not open. It's definitely still closed. So not a thermostat problem. It's just an issue of the cooling system that I built for the drift car is too efficient for the wintertime. It's not really a problem. It just means that there's never really a chance for the water or fuel to burn or evaporate out of the oil. So essentially the oil will get moisture and fuel in it, fuel from it running super rich like it is, and moisture from just the condensation and it not, getting up to operating temperature to boil that water off. So if you check my oil, I don't want to say super thin, but you can tell that it's definitely fueled down a little bit. So rather than destroy my motor, I'm going to do a preventative oil change. Even though I just did one, like, what was it? Probably 2,000 miles ago, maybe 3,000 miles ago. No, probably 2. But I'd rather do it before. If I can find an oil filter today, I'll, do an oil filter change too. But it's really more of I'm not trying to get dirty oil out. I'm just trying to replace this oil that is contaminated with either moisture or fuel and replace it with fresh oil. So even if I just do a drain and fill and I don't even do a filter swap, I would totally be fine with that. So that's the plan for this car. But as long as this snow doesn't come in too fast and too hard, I might even dig out the Scion and put the Scion on the lift so that it is ready for me to be worked on. Because not that it's, as you can see my breath, not that it's super warm out, but it's nice enough that I'm feeling motivated to want to work on cars. And if I can get that Scion going, I am able to actually, drive that other car and actually put the work into this one. So that's the plan for today. Hopefully it ends with the Scion in the shop. Worst case scenario, I just bail on doing the Scion and I do that when we move the snow that is inevitably coming. So I'm going to head over to Walmart, get some oil, and then make my way to the shop to move some snow, honestly, because I'm gonna have to move some shit. I'm definitely gonna have to move some shit in order to get my car into the garage. So, and then I think there's shit in the garage that's gonna be in that bay as well. So might be a little bit of a mess, but it's got to get done, unfortunately. So I'll see you guys when I get there. There's the haul. I got oil, a filter, and some snacks because I'm kind of hungry. It's getting dark pretty quick. It's only 5:23, so I mean I can feel a storm coming, but there's still no precipitation coming from the sky. So we shall see. Maybe I'll just get a nice day off from work just for a few inches of snow. So now it's time to head over to the shop and see what I have to do to get my car into the shop and onto the lift. So I made it to the shop. It is super dark out. as you can see over there, the sun is still setting, but it's like dark. Unfortunately, I don't even know if you guys can really see, this garage bay is the one that I need to get into. This car is in front of it, and there's a pile of snow behind it. So that's the first thing that has to get out of the way. And then the second thing, if I want to do the Scion, I need to move all of this snow so I can get the Scion out as well. So let me get inside the shop. So let's get some lights. Okay, so I'm in the shop. It's actually not that bad in here. And sick. Everything that is in the way is on wheels. So my main concern is going to be shoveling out the car that is behind this door. I know I have a snow shovel in my trunk, but I think I'm going to need a metal shovel. Like that guy, to break up the ice. So I have gloves in my car. Yeah, I guess I can just start doing that. And I have a tire machine now, finally. So it looks like I'm just going to have to try and rotate that a little bit, because it's going to be a pain to work on it in this little corner here. But I'm going to get digging. I was just going to get digging, and then I realized I should probably open this door so I have light out there. You know, when I look at it from this angle with the door open, oh, that's gonna be a fucking pain in the ass. Because it's not like I can just do the back of the car and go backwards with it. I'm gonna have to do some of this so that I can even open the door and get in the car. And when you look at it, it is lined up way this way. And when you look at the lift, I'm gonna have to, why did I wait so long to do this? All right, well, the longer I wait, the worse it's gonna be. So moving snow isn't the problem. The problem is that it's all crust, which means I have to break it up before I can move it, which is just a big old pain. So I'm gonna get to that. I'll let you guys know how long it takes. It is currently 6 o'clock. Whew. Whew. Okay, so it's all clear. I cleared the front, I cleared the sides. I cleared this side even though I didn't really need to as far as getting in the garage. I more cleared it just as far as getting this car out of the garage. I've had this car running basically the entire time. I wanted to make sure that it was warm enough, you know, to try and get out of the basically snowbank that it was in. Try and move some of these giant clumps so I don't hit them. So I'm gonna take this thing and move it out of the way so that I can get my car in the garage and do an oil change. Whew. All right, car is on the lift. Oil is draining. Tire machine is hooked up, cleared off, and ready to be used. Of course, one of the plow drivers showed up as I was moving stuff around and after I had already pulled the drain plug. So, of course, I started missing the drain pan. Luckily, I was draining it on cardboard, so there shouldn't be too crazy of a mess, hopefully. But yeah, that's always fun to look underneath the car that you've been draining oil and seeing a giant puddle of oil. I just can't win. I literally just cannot win. So I'm just getting the oil and filter out of the car. Before I forget, I'm going to take my drinks out so I can stay hydrated. I need to pop the hood so I can do the oil filter and refill the oil. Okay, hood is popped. Oh, I can't wait to do the spring cleaning in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, hood is popped. Oil cap is cracked. Dipstick is pulled. So while that's draining, actually I'm gonna pull the oil filter out first, and then once the oil filter is pulled, I will take the wheels off the car, and then once I have the wheels off, I can start using the tire machine. Sound like a plan? Cool. I legitimately got them just in time. Like, the tread is just gone, but it's not showing any wire yet. So when I flip them, I'm going to be driving on this side, which has plenty of tread. So I will actually have traction if I need to drive anywhere in the snow for the rest of the winter. So hopefully I don't need to use them a ton, but it's enough tread to get me through the rest of the winter. So I've got the front two wheels flipped already. One thing I didn't account for is I bought these wheels and tires used. And I have no idea how long they've been on these. I'm getting tired, sorry. I have no idea how long these tires have been on these wheels for, and I didn't account for that. So it is taking me an extremely long time to break the bead. Well, just the first one. Once I figured out like a little routine with the new tire machine to get the bead broken, it's actually going somewhat quick. But I'm stopping right now to show that while the front tires, I didn't wear through the rubber and there is no wires showing. On the rears, Since I had already rotated them front to rear and I already knew that I was going to have to flip them, I wasn't super cautious about not spinning my rear wheels, and I kind of spun them way more than I should have, which has led to I am showing wire on the rear tires. So hopefully this winter ends sooner rather than later, because I'm not too sure how much longer these are going to last. I mean, obviously flipping them is going to help a lot because they're going to be running on the outside, the good tread versus the crap tread. But if I hit a bump, there's not much here to protect it from blowing out. So while I should have good traction, it is still not ideal. I don't know what the other wheel looks like yet. I have not gotten to that one yet. Yeah, but that's where I'm at. So I've got the fourth wheel off. Luckily, it is not as bad as the other rear wheel. So as long as I'm not an idiot with doing burnouts every time I drive the car, I should be good for the rest of the winter. Hopefully. Alrighty, so my car is all set, ready to go. I've got the tires all flipped on the wheels and rotated side to side. And I've done an oil change. So now it's time to dig out the Scion. I was gonna go out that way, but I realized it's dark as hell and you guys aren't gonna be able to see me out there. So I'm gonna go out this way. The Scion is right here out the door. Of course you can't see it. It's just starting to snow. So basically my thought process was, if it starts to snow and accumulate and it's going to be a pain to get the Scion into the garage, then I won't do it. But since it's just starting, I might as well move the Scion. And by me moving the Scion, it will also create more parking here for the not that you can see any of it, for the all the plow drivers. So I'm gonna get to digging the Scion out, and then I'm not gonna do anything with the Scion today. I don't even think I'm gonna lift it on the lift or anything. I'm just going to dig it out of the spot that it's in and drive it into the garage and then call it a night. All right, so my car is out of the shop. I've got the Scion keys, jump pack because it's got a dead battery, and let's go see. All right, we're in the Scion. We got the jump pack hooked up. We've got power. We're in neutral, clutch is in. Yeah, baby. Toyota good. So let me see. Let's see if the alternator's working. It is. Okay. No way! That's where my other hoodie went. Cool. Yeah, so as you can hear, she's got a pretty sweet exhaust leak, which is one of the things that I need to fix in order to get it legally on the road in Massachusetts. So my car is warming up. This guy is warming up. I gotta close the hood. I'm gonna put the shovel inside. Watch, I'm putting the shovel inside and I'm gonna need to dig this stupid thing out a little bit more. Okay, so that's inside. Let's head back out to the car. And let's see if we can drive this thing out of here. Let's close this hood. There's so much ice. Look how thick that is. That's all ice. Probably half an inch thick. Okay, let's clear this windshield off a little bit. Put this shovel with this car. Excuse me. That's my car shovel. Alright, so now let's see if we can get this Scion out of here. What? I tried to turn the lights on and it died? That's really new. Okay, so let me pop the hood and jump it again. What the heck? That's really annoying. So it looks like I've got more electrical nonsense to figure out. I know it's too good to be true. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's try this again. We were so close. So, as you can see, there's been critters in here, so very well could have an electrical issue. Yeah, so the light's turned on. Let's see if it... See, is it charging with the lights on, or is it not? It says it's still charging with the lights on. Says it's still charging. Turning them on must have just been too much of an amperage draw for the alternator to handle like that. One more time. Back inside with the jump pack. Back out to the car. Close the hood. Still running on the alternator. That's cool. this big box is front brakes, front rotors for my car. I probably should have done that while I had the front brakes or front wheels off, but you know, whatever. It's storming. Don't want to do that today. Let's see if I can get this thing out of here. Alright, I kind of knew that was going to happen. Got to dig it out more. So I got to dig out this little hump in front of the back tires and the little hump in front of the front tires. Not a big deal. It's just one of those things when a car's been sitting for a little while, it's going to get some ice built up around the tires. I had to do the same thing to get the E36 out from in front of this garage door. So I didn't think it was going to be this bad with the Scion because it has a little bit better tires on it and it's front wheel drive compared to the rear wheel drive E36, but there's just more ice built up around this one. So I'm just going to dig this out because that's all that it is. It's just it can't pull the body. And it doesn't help that I'm not really able to rock it because it can't go back too far. And this side is pretty jammed up. Let's just do this other front wheel since that back one doesn't, it's not a drive wheel. My bumper. All right, let's see how that does. Watch it crawl right out now. No. Well, I stalled it. Friggin' rookie. And it's dead too. Okay, let's get the jump pack again. Probably should just leave it hooked up, but third time's the charm, right, baby? Whoa. Sorry, guys. Oh. All right, so we're just gonna leave this guy here this time because I'm getting kind of tired of walking that thing back and forth. I can't see shoot. All right, let's see. I should just get some salt. Throw some salt under the tires. So, Scion in the garage. I got fed up with filming because I couldn't, I needed both hands. I couldn't do what I needed to do with one hand, and it was being a pain in the ass. So I just put the phone down and I used both hands, and it, wouldn't you know, came out relatively easily. I kind of knew that was going to happen. All the snow just came off the hood. Everything that I planned to do today got done, so I'm content with that. Tire machine is good. Oil change on the turbo car. Got the Scion in here so I can start messing with the Scion, so I can, you know, start driving the Scion, so that I can actually leave the E36 here and actually work on it. So good progress. I wasn't super motivated to come do this today, but I'm glad that I did. And that's kind of usually how this always happens, where I don't really want to come to the shop and do stuff, but once I'm here and doing it, I kind of can't stop doing stuff. I kind of want to start doing stuff on the Scion, but I know that I should probably get going home. I've got probably a 40-minute drive without the snow, and with the snow, you never know how bad the drive's going to be. So that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope you survive this blizzard if you're in the Northeast, and have a great night. Peace.